So we're up for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, listen, thanks for downloading the episode. We've got a great one for you. This is episode number 150. Deval and I, we've
150.
we've spent
Ooh,
150. Deval,
shit.
man, it's crazy, seriously. And on the episode 150, we've got kind of a bit of a horror ride for you. It's been a while, Deval, since we've kind of had anything kind of horror-ish on the show. Well, actually, mind you, having said that, last week we did kind of review a classic horror story, and if you didn't see that, go watch that movie and go check out our podcast. But this week's episode we've got is werewolves versus vampires. If we've got time
That's
for the
true.
werewolf one, actually, but yeah, definitely we're going to throw in a vampire movie, and we're going to be throwing in a kind of a John Wick-esque movie as well for you folks. So stick around for that. And obviously, we've got Anniversary Corner. We've got some stuff that we've been watching on streaming, some trailers that you can check out. And also, there's lots of movie news. But before we do any of all that, Devaldo, give us the shout outs.
Yeah, I got some shout outs this week. And again, thanks guys for letting us know how you feel, letting us know what movies you like, what movies you've watched, and you want to tell us a bit about it. All of that. First shout out goes to AL Media 247. You can check them out on Instagram, and I believe they are a company that make a lot of media, products and projects. So if you've got
Yeah,
anything media wise that you want to get off the ground, not off the ground really, but if you got anything that you want to create, they
they're
are
the
the people to
people.
go to. Yeah, and I've seen some really good like videos, corporate stuff from them. So they're really really good at that. So yeah, reach out to them. But yeah, they shouted us out about our last show. So thank you AL Media 247. Adele Turner, all the way from America.
Ooh,
We know Adele loves her Korean movies. Always see her with her Korean movies. I think she went out to a Korean bar, not a Korean bar. She went out to a bar, actually, just a bar. And
nice.
she told us it was crazy. So it's not just movies, it's about life as well, isn't it? So Adele,
Exactly.
keep watching your
And you know
movies.
what, Deval, we got to do kind of like a Korean theme, because you know what,
Yes.
Netflix, they are throwing out loads of Korean movies, and there's some movies that we definitely got to kind of pick up on,
Yeah.
and we're going to speak about them. So Adele, listen up for that future
Yep.
episode, because well, actually, who knows, why not come onto the show and speak about your love for
Uh-huh.
Korean movies.
There you go. There you go,
There you
Adele.
go.
You heard it. You heard it right there. Next shout out goes out to Zakroff, another person that's going to come on the show really, really
Yep.
soon. Just trying to sort out a date. But yeah, Zakroff, our very own. Again, he was shouting us out on Instagram. He can't wait for Dune.
Yes.
Dune is coming out in October, and we're going to talk about the trailer a little bit later. So yeah, there you go. There you go, Zakroff.
That's it. Get a shout out on the show, folks. Get in touch with us on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, the usual stuff. And yeah, we could be speaking. All right, okay, on to movie news. Now, this one's super interesting. Let's start off with this one. Now, apparently, folks and Devel, Netflix has reported its worst slowdown in subscriber
Phew.
numbers
What?
in 8 years. For in 8 years,
What?
it's been the lowest turnout. People are subscribing, right? And people are saying, oh, it's because people are kind of emerging out of lockdowns and people are kind of
Oh
going
yeah.
out more and cinemas are opening up. But this is crazy, man. What are Amazon and Netflix, especially Netflix, what are they doing, man, to bring
Yeah.
people back to the screen?
Well, I
Small
don't know if
screen.
you guys know here small screen. I don't know if you guys know, but we spoke about this a while ago, and we talked about the movie industry being like really really lucrative. The movie industry is billions of pounds or dollars a year, but do you know what industry is bigger than the movie industry and the music industry put together? Yes, that's the video game industry. Video
Crazy.
games earn a crazy amount of money each year, more than movies and music put together. So, what are Netflix and Amazon looking to do? They are looking to create their own gaming platform,
Wow.
or integrate it into their, into their streaming platform. So, yes, for lucky Netflix and Amazon customers, there will be a way for you to then play games through your service.
That's
All the
mad.
details are going to be released soon, but they're going to be partnering with, companies like, like EA, for example, who make FIFA,
Yeah.
and I think they also make. Do EA make Grand Theft Auto? I think they might do, or is it someone
Maybe.
else? but yeah, all those big gaming companies anyway, they're going to be battling to partner up with either Amazon or Netflix. And yeah, basically they want to keep you plugged in, whether you're watching a movie, whether you're playing video games, and who knows, maybe one day they might add music to the mix.
Man, imagine that. But what do you reckon the whole idea? Do you reckon it's a good idea? Do you reckon people will kind of, will they kind of be able to transition from movies, TV shows to gamings? Does it make sense for them?
I think so, well, the sort of customers that they have, like myself and other people I know that use Netflix and Amazon, they also may have a PlayStation or Xbox. But
Yeah,
my only question is, what kind of power or what kind of graphics or
yeah,
whatever are you going to get from these streaming platforms? Because you watch it through your TV. Your TV is not a console or a
yeah.
PC. So how much power are you going to get? What kind of game is it going to be? Do you need to buy another joypad or do you use your remote control? What are the games are going to be like? So we need to get some more information on how these games are going to be actually playable. What's the playability, the accessibility for the regular customer.
Yeah,
That's what I
it's
want to know. So
interesting. And obviously, we'll keep our eyes on this one, folks. So as soon as we know, you'll definitely know. But listen, on to some other stuff. Now, my mate Henry, God, me and Henry, man, we go way back, way back.
Henry, who? Who are you talking about? Which Henry's this? Huh?
Henry, Superman, Cavill, no
Ah,
less.
okay.
Well, listen, look, we've been kind of, we speak about obviously Superman, we speak about Henry Cavill, and, we think he's a great actor and stuff. And, he's done really well with the whole kind of
Mhm.
Superman thing and The Witcher as well. And he was recently in Enola Holmes, and um, he was in, what was that Tom Cruise movie that was in Mission Impossible?
Mission Impossible. Yeah.
So, what is the likelihood of him leaving DC Deval? That's number one. And number two, jumping
Hmm.
over to Marvel. Because there's a little rumor going around about Henry meeting the Marvel bigwigs. What do you reckon? What's going on over here?
Yeah, that's what I heard, and there's nothing's been confirmed. Kevin Feige hasn't said anything. Your mate Henry hasn't said anything. But maybe check your text messages. I know he'll text you once he does have confirmation.
Yep.
But I'm not surprised about it because it seems like DC have kind of put him to the side. Superman isn't really spoken of. They're making Black Adam, Shazam, Wonder Woman, everyone else. Even Flash is getting another movie, but Superman somehow doesn't really get his
Yeah.
shine anymore. So I would not be surprised if the people at Marvel have thought, yeah, this guy is great. We want to use him, we want to work with him. So if they've had a secret meeting, I would not be surprised, and I would actually welcome it. But
Yeah.
which character could you see him playing? Could it be like we mentioned before? I think last year, could it be Captain Britain, for example, like a
Mm.
next level of Captain America, or could he be something totally different? You know, who knows? Adam Warlock, or I don't know anything.
Yeah, yeah. It's just endless, kind of
Mm,
whatever your imagination can come up with. Apparently, he met up with the Marvel lot at the London offices,
yeah.
and the kind of the rumor is that he was flanked. So they're like, I don't know, maybe like
Mm,
they've been keeping an eye out for him. They've been like figuring out, oh, this guy's not doing stuff for DC at the moment, and he's kind of doing The Witcher and Enola Holmes and stuff like that. So
mm.
we'll just have to wait and see, folks. So let's park that one for a moment. The other big
Yep.
news, the other Marvel news that we've got to speak about, casting. Actually, this is to do with the casting. We've already mentioned that Black Panther number 2 is obviously in production. It's being worked upon. But Devaldo, tell us about casting. Who have they cast? Who's the latest person that they've cast for Black Panther Part 2?
Oh my gosh. We called
It's a great
this
one.
maybe, I don't know, a year ago or so.
Yeah, yeah,
But
you did. I
Michaela
remember you
Cole,
saying it.
you remember, yeah, because we spoke about this is Michaela Cole, by the way, a British actress from London. Uh, we spoke about her show I May Destroy You
Yeah,
last summer, and it was a really really good show, HBO, and we spoke about her being in Black Panther, and I was saying, yep, she should be in the Dora Milaje. She'll be
yeah,
great for that, or any other role within Black Panther. But I really thought, yeah, she'd be a really good addition to the Dora Milaje because she's kind of like ready made for that, even just by her look, yet alone her acting. But
yeah.
yeah, it looks like now, obviously Marvel listened to the Flixters podcast and they thought, yeah, the Flixters are right. We need to
This
get
is
her
it.
on Black Panther. So yeah, she has officially now been cast for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So filming is happening imminently, I believe, and it's going to be released next year, 2022. So people are just guessing what could she be who could she be playing? Could she be part of the Dora Milaje, the Warriors? Could she be some sort of Black Panther? Maybe she's going to take up the mantle, or could she be a villain of some sort? Or some people are saying she could even be Storm. So, because in the comics, Black
Mm,
Panther gets with Storm, but obviously
yeah.
Black Panther, we don't know what's happening with Black Panther anyway. So there's a lot that's going on right now. But either way, she's gangster. So yeah, I'm happy she's in it.
She's having a moment, man, and
Yeah.
long may it continue. But we don't know anything about like when we're actually going to see that, right? It's still unclear when that fits in with the whole Phase 4.
Uh, no, not so much. I mean, yeah, the film's coming out next year, but we're not sure. I mean, yeah, the actual the thing they did confirm that the story will obviously address what's happened with Chadwick Boseman and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But I don't know how it fits into everything that's going on. They've kept it under wraps. We don't know who the villain is. We don't know anything. So far. So if anything, it's going to be quite an interesting movie once we find out more.
yeah,
But either way, I think they're going to do a good. They're going to do a good job. Ryan Coogler's involved as he was with part one, so you've got the
exactly.
continuity there. So yeah, it should be decent. Should be decent.
Let's just wait and see. Now, we've obviously been speaking about Loki on the show, and
Mm,
if you go back, to last week's episode, the three of us, Deval and I and Abby, we kind of spoke about Loki, the final episode, and the ramifications of that. Now, let's
mm,
speak about some other shows. We know that next month, the What If animation shows are going to be coming up, and they look absolutely brilliant. If you haven't seen
yeah.
the trailers for those, go check it out. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait for that. Now, the focus is also apparently going on to Ms. Marvel, Deval, and Hawkeye. Now, the rumor is,
Mm,
and a lot of people are saying this is a pretty strong rumor. The rumor is that we're going to get Ms. Marvel and we're going to get Hawkeye this year.
yeah.
So that's crazy, man. So we've already had One Division, Falcon
Mm,
and the Winter Soldier, Loki. We're going to
mm.
get What If, and now we're going to get two other shows. This is like we're being spoiled, right?
It's crazy. I mean, we didn't have any Marvel for 2 years, or nearly 2 years, and then we're gonna get. If what you're saying is true, that means we would have had like 10 or 11
Wow.
Marvel things. Because if you're talking about
Things.
all the Marvel, all the Disney Plus shows, and we're getting 4 movies. Don't forget, we're getting 4 movies. We've had Black Widow, we're getting Shang-Chi, we're getting Eternals, and we're getting Spider-Man No Way Home. So
Yeah.
that's 4 movies, and then I think there's 6 or 7 Disney Plus shows. I mean, it's crazy. That's like, that's every month Marvel. Like, what's going on here? I'm not complaining.
Exactly.
But I don't
It's
know.
mad.
I think we are going to get, from what I understand, we are going to get Miss Marvel and Hawkeye. And I think if that is the case, I think it is because that the timeline, things have to come out before certain movies or something.
Yeah.
So maybe they can't delay anymore. So maybe that's why.
Exactly. And this fits in nicely. If the Hawkeye thing comes out, then this fits in nicely with the ending of Black Widow. Now, remember, this is a spoiler, folks. If you haven't seen Black Widow, at the end of Black Widow, there's a little teaser. Black Widow's sister, she's at the grave of Black Widow. And then I forget her name. I know the actress is Julia Dreyfus, but I forget the character that she's portraying. And she's getting together a team, or she's got together a
Yeah.
team. And then she hands Hawkeye's picture to Black Widow's sister, and like this, and she kind of says to him, look, this is the person who killed or who was responsible for your sister's death. So there's going to be that little thing, and maybe that then leads into Hawkeye. And then we know about Ms. Marvel, Iman Vellani. She's obviously Ms. Marvel, and then she's going to be appearing in the Marvels, which is going to be the big movie as well.
Yeah.
So it's all fitting into place, Flixters. Yeah, and you just got to be there just to enjoy the ride, really. So we'll keep you posted on all that. Now let's speak about this. Deval, we already spoke about Fast and the Furious. We already mentioned on the show when we reviewed Fast and the Furious about what's going to be coming next. You said that there's going to be a part 10, there's going to be a part 11. And we kind of had this little mini discussion about The Rock's got to play some sort of part in that.
Yeah.
But the big news here is apparently The Rock isn't going to be, or he's suggesting that he won't turn up. Now, could this just be something, a ruse, just to kind of put us off the scent, Deval? because he was pressed. He was being interviewed, and he was kind of being pushed about kind of this little feud that he had with Vin Diesel. And this is what he had to say. This is verbatim. I wish them well on Fast 9, and I wish them the best of luck on Fast 10 and Fast 11 and the rest of the Fast and Furious movies they do that will be without me. That's what he's turned around and said.
Mm,
So what does this mean? Could they just be saying that though? You know, just to kind
well,
of hype it up.
I don't know. I mean, it's either one or two things. Yeah, it's either the beef is real between him and Vin Diesel. Yeah, the
Yeah,
beef is real, or he's a busy guy,
yeah.
and he just
Where
wants
does
to
he
stop for
fit
the
it? Where does he
show.
fit it in?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I mean, I'm surprised at that because to end Fast and Furious, I think to have The Rock in there, because for me, it kind of Fast and Furious got a bit crazy from
Yeah,
Fast and Furious 5 when The Rock appeared. That's when I
yeah.
think everything kind of got big. The budget got bigger, got crazy. So
Mm.
for him not to be in it, if that is true, I'm a bit surprised about that and disappointed. I would have liked to see him pop up again. You
Yeah,
know,
me too. Me too.
so they got to
So
squash that.
what
They
do you
got to
reckon
squash
this
that, get that
means?
happening. Yeah, I
Exactly.
think.
So what do you reckon this means for Hobbs and Shaw?
Well, that's going to get a sequel for sure. Like pun
Yeah.
intended. Uh, that definitely is. I think it should do because it was a decent film. So we'll see.
He's crying.
You still
Oh, I
laughing?
love it. I love it. This guy, man. Listen, you got to be fast, Flixters. You got to be quick,
You
man, to
got
get
to
these little
be. You
quips
got to
from
be.
Deval. Seriously, man, you just got to be on it. All right, listen, look, Deval, let's speak about
Yeah.
Army of the Dead. So, listen, we
Hmm.
watched this probably about a month ago. Zack Schneider. This was his kind of like movie coming off of the back of the Schneider cut of the Justice League and everything. So, and he'd been working on this, whilst all that stuff was going on as well. So, the buzz is that there are going to be prequels, and they're going to be called. Check this out: Army of the Dead, Lost Vegas. Right,
Lost
okay.
Vegas, yeah.
Lost Vegas, and Army of Thieves.
Oh, okay.
And the casting rumor that we know of so far is the Army of Thieves is gonna star Matthias Schweighöfer, and he's the safecracker Dieter from Army of the
Well,
Dead.
yeah,
Do you
yeah,
remember
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that guy?
yeah. He was funny, yeah. So he locked in there or something afterwards, or did he
Yeah,
die? I can't remember.
I can't even remember now.
Right, I think
I
he got
can't
locked in there, and
remember.
he like sacrificed himself to save everyone, but we're not sure if he actually died or something. I don't
Yeah,
know if we actually saw him die, so maybe yeah, that's why he's back.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like Zack Schneider has done. I think what he's done is he's done a pretty shrewd business. Basically, he's done a kind of like deal with Netflix. He's like, okay, look, let's expand this universe. I'll make this movie Army of the Dead, and then maybe we can have some prequels, and maybe we can have like a sequel and stuff like that. So there's this kind of expanding, universe of zombie movies,
Mm.
which is great. I mean, we had a good time watching it. It's watchable. Um, and yeah, we'll just kind of see what happens with that one. So Army of the Dead is getting prequels. And finally, on movie news, we want to end on this one. Now, this is pretty big. And we've mentioned on the show so many times before about Superman, the development of Superman. And we've mentioned that
Hmm.
Michael B. Jordan, is there some sort of connection? Could they be moving off into a different direction? The fact that Henry Cavill isn't in the scene, could they be moving forward with having a person of color, a black person as Superman? I mean,
Hmm.
Deval, what do you reckon? What's with this latest bit of gossip?
Uh, it seems to be something that's official,
Yeah.
but it hasn't been like publicly sort of mentioned. But yeah, it seems like Michael B. Jordan and uh, and like DC Warner Brothers are getting together to plan a Val Zod. So he's going to be like
Mm.
he's going to be related to Zod, like General Zod's
Yeah.
family, and so maybe he'll be an anti-hero of some sort. I don't think he'll be a baddie
Mm.
baddie, but it's interesting because yeah, I think maybe the appetite to have a black Superman, maybe even though yes, equality and all that kind of stuff, I think maybe they've thought about it as maybe we're shoehorning it. Do we have to, you know,
Yeah.
do we have to do this just to I don't know because Henry Cavill's there. Like, Henry Cavill
It's
hasn't
not
gone
like as
anywhere.
if exactly. It's not like as if I honestly, I reckon from
Yeah.
the conversation that I got from him, and I keep talking about this, and I hate doing this little name dropping. Honestly, we spoke at length, and he said he loves the character. He wants to
Yeah.
do more. He wants to do a Wolverine, like he wants to do Hugh Jackman. You know, like Wolverine. He
Mm.
did played
Yeah.
Wolverine
Yeah.
for such a long time.
17 years. Yeah.
Exactly, man. He wants to do. I doubt it that he'll get to 17 years because
Mm.
it's kind of different thing. But I think he wants to do like at least a couple of more movies, 2 or 3, maybe
Mm.
more movies, because he reckons he's still got life in that character
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
give.
Well, he's 8 years in because Man of Steel came out in 2013, I believe. So
Damn.
that's 8 years ago. So he's 8 years in.
Halfway there.
I know
Fucking hell.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, he's leaving me on a prayer. Yeah, you know. But yeah, let's
It's
see what
true.
happens. But no, I think Michael B. Jordan's great. He's wicked.
Yeah.
His physique is Superman. But
Jeez.
there are stories that he can fit into, that he can definitely be his own person and not be
Yeah.
shoehorned into a character just for PR or something. I don't know. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
hopefully it'll be all right. Something different. Yeah, something different.
Yeah. You know what? Have you ever thought about this? The fact that Marvel, they've already used him as Killmonger as the villain.
Yep.
It's hard for them now to bring him back to play like something else. Like, would it be so weird? Like, like with Gemma Chan,
Yeah.
she was in something, wasn't she?
Miss Marvel. Sorry, Captain
She,
Marvel. She was
she
one of
was in
the
Captain
Kree.
Marvel,
Yeah.
yeah,
Now
but
she's
now
going to
she's
be in
coming back as one
Eternals.
of the
Yeah.
Eternals.
I think that's a bit
But
silly. That
yeah,
there gets on my nerves because she's just the same actress playing two different roles. Like, how
different
does that
roles.
work?
Yeah, now Marvel can't do that with Michael B. Jordan, or can they?
It's been done before. Look at Captain America. He was the Human Torch. you know.
Yes, exactly.
But it was different studios kind of thing, so they didn't link. But this one, I mean, I don't know. It can be done. I mean, I was having a conversation with someone recently about actors that have played, different roles, either DC and Marvel. Like, Ben
Yeah,
Affleck's Batman. He's been Daredevil.
yeah, that's true.
Different people have crossed over. But this one, yeah, I don't know, man. It's interesting. It'd be interesting to see what happens with that.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they would love to have Michael B. Jordan back, man, like in a Marvel
Yeah,
movie
yeah,
as kind
yeah,
of like a hero or
exactly.
something like
Yeah,
that, man. That guy's like,
they
he's
should
got
not
it.
have killed him off as Killmonger. He was too good.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
good in the
All right, listen, look, folks,
first
that's your movie
trilogy.
news.
Mm.
Exactly. Right, that's your movie news, folks. Now let's move on to Boxset Watchlist. Now, I just want to briefly just mention this. If you didn't know, if you have the power of Grayskull, go check
Mm-hmm.
out He-Man, Masters of the Universe. This is streaming on Netflix, and this is kind of like the continuation of He-Man. But crucially, they've done something really, really different over here, Devaldo. I'm not going to mention anything about the plot because I know you haven't seen it. But all I'm going to say is they've only released 5 episodes. I think initially there's going to be like 10 episodes. They've done it in kind of like the first batch first, which is 5 episodes, and the first episode brings back so many memories of the old school He-Man cartoon. The kind of the way that the animation of it, all of it is just like uncanny, and even to the point of the dialogue, they made that first episode really kind of like. It kind of a bit clunky, but that was kind of like the magic of it. But you know what? It's a really great reintroduction to that character. And if you haven't kind of seen any of the He-Man, I'd recommend it. But they focus on Teela, who's kind of like the friend of He-Man, and and it's basically her journey. So He-Man's in it, so people don't lose your shit. He-Man is definitely in this, but the focus is looking at it from her perspective and that relationship
Okay.
that she has with He-Man and what it all means and stuff like that. But yeah, the voice acting is really great. Mark Hamill, Lena Headey from Game of Thrones,
Oh,
she
okay.
plays Evil Lynn and everything. So and give it a watch. It's really good, and yeah, it's just building up really. There's, like I said before, only 25 minutes each, 5 episodes. You'll watch it within a few hours, basically.
Mm, okay. I'm gonna give it a go.
Yeah,
Netflix.
give that one a go. That,
Cool.
and sorry, yeah, it's on Netflix and you can watch that right now. All right,
Cool.
let's check out what's new on streaming, Devaldo. Well, actually, specifically some trailers. Now, this is I'm assuming I haven't seen this trailer, by the way, so I'm assuming this is a horror film, Deval, Malignant.
You are assuming correctly.
All right,
Malignant.
tell us about this one.
I mean, you know who James Wan is, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. James Wan, some of the horror films uh, that he directed, yeah, directed, produced, wrote. Uh, what we've got Saw, we've got Insidious, we've got Conjuring.
Yep.
He's involved in like Nun, Annabelle, all of that
Fast
horror,
and
man.
Furious.
All of that horror. Oh yeah, Fast and Furious, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, Malignant. This film looks a bit deep. It looks a bit
Ooh.
worrying. A bit worrying. Okay, let me just quickly go through it real quick. The title alone, yeah. So what does malignant mean? Tending to be a severe and be, tending to be severe and become progressively worse,
Oh
as
my
in
gosh.
malignant, like some sort of dread,
Evil.
lurking dread there,
Lurking.
manifestation. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this movie is about a lady who's is paralyzed by these violent, like gruesome, disgusting visions, and they literally overcome her. She doesn't
Oh
know
my
she's
gosh.
paralyzed by them. But these visions, we find out, are not just in her head; they're a glimpse into reality. Yes, a glimpse into reality. So you can imagine what kind of disgusting things that she's seeing, but really, what reality is she peering into? Can she
Yeah.
stop it before it happens? We're going to find out. Malignant is it's a movie. It's going to be in the cinemas, and it's coming out. When's it coming out? It's coming out in September, so not too
Is it
far away. So
not too
yeah,
far
looks
away,
like a
man?
decent film. So yeah, go watch that. Malignant.
And you know what? Like you mentioned, like the whole Conjuring universe, man. James Wan behind that. I remember watching The Conjuring in the cinema. Great kind of. It's like the hairs on the back of on your neck, man. The way just in certain
Hairs on the
moments, the
back
way
of
they
my
just kind
chinny
of
chin.
chin. Oh my gosh, man. So yeah, looking forward to this one. That's Malignant. So go check that out. And obviously, we've got to mention this because, geez, Devout. Were we supposed to see Dune? When was this movie supposed to be coming out?
That was supposed to be out last Christmas, I believe. Yeah, last Christmas, I think. Yeah. So
So this movie's been in the can, it's been ready, and it's been gestating like spice in some
hmm
jar. And yeah, so what's going on, man? What have we got? A new
yep,
trailer, a new
the
teaser?
trailer,
What is it?
second trailer just popped. It looks decent. It's about 2.5 minutes long. Denis Villeneuve, as you know,
Yeah,
wicked director.
gangster.
Arrival. What else did he do? What was gangster?
Uh,
Sicario, gangster.
Say no more,
Prisoners,
man.
gangster.
Say no more.
The one with Jake Gyllenhaal, he's got a double. I can't remember what it's called, but great film.
Oh yes.
Yeah, where he's got a double. You know that one there?
Yeah, yeah.
I need to quickly say what it's called. Yeah, Enemy. That's what it's called. Enemy.
Enemy.
Really
Yeah,
good
yeah.
film. Yeah.
Really good
So this
film.
trailer just popped. The film's out in October, end of October. It's going to be released in cinemas, and then thereafter it's going to be released on I think HBO Max. I think
Yep.
if
Yeah.
I'm saying that correctly, HBO Max. I think so. This looks decent. The visuals, the actors that are involved in this. You got obviously Timothy Chimolay or
Yep.
Timothy, man.
Timothy.
Timothy.
Tim.
Rebecca Ferguson. You got Zendaya, just with one name. Jason Momoa. You got Batista, Oscar Isaac. You got Javier Bardem. You got Stellan
What a cast.
Skarsgård. You got the cast is gangster, uh, and yeah, it's going to be out soon. So I'm looking forward to this one, man. Looking
It's
forward
going to
to
be
it.
mad. And that is a movie that you just have to watch on the big screen. It's
Yeah,
just like,
yeah,
it's made for the
yeah,
big screen, right? So
yeah,
no pissing
yeah.
about.
Yeah,
Cinemas
go
are going to be
cinema for that one.
opening.
Go
Exactly. Go
cinema.
book your ticket.
hmm
Yeah, so we've got a good few months ahead of us, right? Okay, folks. Now, let's move on to anniversary corner. And listen, the movie is going to be connected to the main movies that we speak about, and we've kind of just been focusing on one or two movies, these past few months and stuff, and that makes anniversary corner even better because it's just we pluck that one anniversary corner movie. So, Devout, take it away. Which movie are you bringing us for anniversary corner?
This is a bit of a mad one. I think Anniversary Corner recently has been full of, established films that we've seen, heard of, and all that kind of stuff. But I thought today, let me throw in something that relates to one of the movies that we're going to talk about, but at the same
Mm,
time is a bit of a madness. This film, the title alone,
is
yeah,
mad.
Jesus Christ Vampire Killer.
What a
That's the name.
title!
Exactly. You know, So as you can imagine, this came out in 2001, so 20 years ago, and we all know who Jesus Christ is, and we all know who vampires are. Mix that together, and you can just know, like you can imagine, what is he going to be killing the vampires with? Yes, probably the crucifix on his back. Get the stake out
Yes,
of that.
the holy water.
Exactly, holy water. He's got his weapons as well. So yeah, that's going to be a mad film. It's got a 5 out of 10 on IMDb. It's definitely a B movie. It's a fun
Yeah,
movie that you just can't take seriously. Look at the title alone; you can't take it seriously. But you're just curious enough to find out, what am I going to see? What's going to happen
exactly.
here? So yeah, Jesus Christ Vampire Killer 2001. Go watch it if you're high and drunk or just
It's
bored.
the perfect movie to watch on a Friday night, and like you have a
Yeah.
few beers or whatever, and like Deval say hi. Um, Let me just see what it says over here. It's turned into. I've just quickly typed it into Wiki, and it says it's considered a cult film. But one review. This is really really funny. One review
One
called it.
review.
No, no, a review. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, a review called it horridly wonderful.
There you go.
There you go. I mean, that's the review. Horridly wonderful. It's just one of those
Mhm.
movies that you just got to go and watch. Jesus Christ, Vampire Hunter, which fits nicely into the next movie that we're going to be speaking about. So this is our first review. Um, Blood Sky Red. Now, Deval, we mentioned this, didn't we? Maybe a couple of episodes ago, we
Yeah.
kind of spoke about the trailer, and we said, it looks good, and we can't wait to watch it. And I've got to say one thing, man. The premise is it basically had me hooked. Like, if I'm being honest,
Yeah.
like the premise is brilliant because it starts off kind of really slow, and obviously I've seen the trailer. I didn't watch the trailer again, so I knew kind of bits and
Okay.
pieces of what I was about to be watching. But obviously when you watch a movie, you go deeper into the kind of plot lines and the character
Hmm.
development and whatnot. But it's a German movie with English. There's kind of like
Yeah.
English speaking characters in there, and famously, it's got the biggest actor that I kind of is the guy from Prison Break.
Prison Break. Dominic Purcell. Yeah.
He's kind of
Yeah.
like and he doesn't have a major like he's not a major role in this.
Yeah.
It's
It's
an
it's one of those
important role.
films. Yeah. He's also in Legends of Tomorrow and doing other stuff. But yeah, it kind of reminded me of Executive Decision with Kurt
Steven
Russell and
Seagal,
Steven
Kurt Russell,
Seagal. That's on the
yes,
plane as well. So
yes.
yeah, this film gives you some surprises.
Exactly. So, all right. So, listen. So, give us the setup. Tell us kind of like where we are with this movie, and yeah, what can people expect?
Okay, I'll set it off. So this movie is it's a journey, isn't it? A mother and her, I think about 10 or 11-year-old son. They're going on a journey on a plane. Go to the airport, but it's a bit funny because the young boy checks in first by himself.
Yeah,
Mum's not around. It's daytime, so it gets a bit late. Then the mum turns up at the airport. They get together and they check in. It's all nice, hunky dory. We're going on a plane. Ooh, fun. So they'll get on the plane now, and the mum still seems a bit guarded. She's got her sunglasses on. She's got like a wig on. You can just see she's a bit, there's something about her that we're not really sure of. And we also see she's taking some medication as well. And I think
yeah,
the reason for the trip actually is because she's going to America, from Germany to America, because they're German, to seek some help for a specialist in blood, some sort of blood treatment because she's not well. So that's the premise. That's why they're getting on the plane. Now we get on the plane now, and the planes, everyone's getting ready. We see the flight stewardess, the flight attendants, and the passengers, all that kind of stuff. People getting together and all that. And then you kind of see a couple of people, and you think, ooh, they look a bit shady. And but they're not actually the hijackers. It's someone else.
yeah.
And then when they
Exactly.
reveal who the hijackers are, I was like, shit. Because even
Shit.
the thing is, this film, it gives you an expectation, and it just changes it. Because you think,
Yeah.
like, in sort of Hollywood movies, hijackers are usually Arabs or they're
Yes.
Russian,
Yeah.
and in this film,
Absolutely.
they're neither. But there are Arabs on the plane, and you think, oh, that's
Yeah.
going to be one of them. That makes you even question your own like stereotypical prejudice,
Yes.
and it just totally flips it. But the acting's actually quite good as well, because the
Yeah.
people that you think are one thing, they act a really good way, and then they're another thing. But yeah, so that's the premise of getting on the plane. And then when things start to sort of happen, it happens quite soon. So when the hijackers reveal themselves, again, that is a really shocking moment. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but one of the hijackers that you think is just harmless, he is the worst
The
one.
worst. He's
He
the
is
worst
crazy.
maniac.
And like they reveal themselves to be hijackers really soon, within like I don't know 20 minutes of the film,
Yeah,
and it's on. This is a nearly 2 hour film,
yeah,
so that's the premise up to the point where shit hits the fan. But you think to yourself, oh, this film's about hijacking. That's an interesting film. Obviously, we've seen them all before, but this is different. This film is about a plane. It's about hijackers, but then there's something else in the middle that is even worse, and that is this lady who's a mum who you didn't think was anything. There's something about her, and we realize that she is a vampire. She is a
boom.
vampire, and this whole time she's been trying to suppress her urges,
The
her looks, and
vampiric.
when shit starts to hit the fan, they've messed with the wrong passenger, because she
Oh
ain't like,
man,
it's not even like passenger 57. She is a next level. She is not to be messed with. Like, bullets don't kill her.
exactly.
Yeah, it's mad. So the film, like, it plays on all these expectations. It gives you a person that usually won't be the. She's an anti-hero actually, because she's not even like a full-on hero. What makes
Yeah,
her sympathetic is she's got a son who obviously she's trying to care for, but at the same time she's a vampire. She's killed before, she'll kill
yeah,
again, but it's her urge. She's not trying to do it on purpose. But then
yeah.
this killing nature that she has is right for the situation, because these hijackers need to be dealt with, and she's the only
Yeah,
person that can do it. And she still sort of has her humanity. So when she fully vamps out, she still knows who her son is, and she still can talk. She's got all these fangs, and she looks a
she
bit
looks
like
nasty at
Bram
the end.
Stoker vampire, yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. I'm going on a bit, but yeah, I don't know. That's the setup for me. For me, this movie, I was really pleasantly
mm,
surprised by it. I did
yeah,
not think it
yeah,
was going to be as good as it was. The acting for me, like, I think it was even great. The fact that it was a German film, but because
yeah.
it was on a plane in the airport, it was international. There's actually not much German
Big
spoken.
time.
Probably about
I know.
20%, if that. There's a lot of English spoken in this. The acting's good. The little
Yeah.
boy got on my nerves a couple of times, but the mum, she's the mum, yeah, the lady. Let me get her name, because she's a really good actress.
The
She's done a really,
mannerisms.
yeah.
Oh my
I don't know
gosh.
where she went to look at how you're supposed to act as a vampire, but
Yeah.
Perry
It,
Baumeister is the actress. She's really good.
she's really good. She reminded me of Numi Rapace a little bit.
Yes, she's got that depth. She's got those layers. Yeah, you're right. You're 100%
Exactly.
right. And you know what?
Yeah.
She's probably the only other person that I could have seen do that role. You're so
Do that
right.
role
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
She's yeah.
And the thing is, like what how Deval mentioned it, like they're going on this journey, but also she's going on this journey as well, and like you
Mm,
see the transformation. What was keeping her human was the kid, right? Like that
yeah.
connection that she has with the kid, and but then at some point she has to basically unleash that, because at the end of the day she's trying to save her kid. And then she feels bad when other passengers on board, some shit happens to them as well, when she's like, no, 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 I've got to kind of basically stop this. So that kind of she comes out of her shell basically. And when she comes out of her shell, she basically goes for the jugular. Literally, she goes for the
Mm.
jugular on people. And yeah, man, I'm like you on this one, Devaldo, pleasantly surprised, man.
Mm,
Like the that being confined on an
mm,
aircraft,
mm, mm.
and
Yeah,
you think the terrorists are the kind of the thing to watch out for, but no, it's this
mm,
thing. It's the
yeah,
vampire
yeah,
that we need to basically be watching of. And they weren't afraid by the end of it to like be like, okay, we've got one vampire, there's hundreds of bodies on the
mm,
plane. What is the natural progression? Other
yeah.
people are going to get infected.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think this film all throughout many subplots, because, as you mentioned so well, the like it's almost like the enemy of the enemy is my friend. So like the people that were taken hostage, they obviously the enemies are the hostage takers, but then their enemy became their friend, and they
Yeah,
worked with the mama vampire to fight against them.
to
But you
fight
also
against them.
had these other subplots, different characters within the the plane. Like you had the Arab guy who turned
Yeah,
out to be like the most. He was almost he was the hero. And when
basically,
at
yeah,
first we thought he was the hijacker. Again,
yeah.
look at how society is. And then you had this guy who was the greed guy. He was almost like the Michael Douglas guy from Wall Street. He
From
was all
Wall
about
Street,
because I think they realized that like why are they hijacking the plane to crash it? Oh, because they want to upset the stock market.
the
And
stock
this
market,
guy,
yeah,
he must have worked in the stock market because he was like, yeah, this is what they want to do. And he was so sure of himself, and he was like a dickhead from the get go. When the
big
film
time.
started, you could see he was flirting with the air
Yeah,
stewards and
a
all
double
that.
whiskey when he goes double whiskey, gorgeous. That's
Exactly. He was a dickhead, and throughout the film, he's the sort of person that he got what he deserved because he was just
yeah,
a dickhead.
yeah.
He was greedy, looking out for himself, and that he paid the price for it. But you had different characters on the plane that added more flavor to it. This wasn't the
Mm,
straightforward, hijack plane
mm.
sort of hero kill the bad people. It wasn't like that. This film had layers. It was really good.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
give it a good eight.
definitely.
Good
Yeah,
eight for me.
man. Yeah, definitely go. You
Good.
should definitely go watch it.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad because it's like, sometimes when you kind of think about Netflix, you think they've got so many movies, and you think,
Mm,
oh God, you're not going to watch anything decent. And then they along come this kind of foreign language, not your typical kind of like Hollywood movie, man. And these movies are great.
mm,
I think
yeah.
people should kind of watch more of these movies because there's some really gems in them. So listen, yeah, that's definitely on our kind of movies that you should definitely watch.
Yeah.
And
The
you
budget for
can
this one, you'd be surprised. Yeah, if I tell you the budget, you'd be surprised. 15 million euros, 1-5 for this. Special
that's
effects were
mad.
wicked, like the
That's
vampire special
mad.
effects, blood and all that. Obviously, it's on a plane. Had a few explosions here
One
and there.
location.
Fire. Was that?
I'm just saying, like one location. They'd like have that
Yes,
one
yes, that
location
helped as
thing.
well. Yeah, but 15 million to pay the staff, make the film. 15 million euros for this good film, and you get films that are 10 times more that
And
don't
a
give us
shit.
that satisfaction. It's what, it's
Exactly.
crazy, isn't it?
It's mad.
It's crazy. Yeah.
You know what? It's so weird. They spend money like, and I keep going back to this, but we watched that film Infinity.
Yes. Infinite.
Oh my gosh, man! Seriously, imagine the money they spent on that
Yeah.
one, and
Yeah.
that doesn't give you the kind of the hook
Mm,
that this movie does,
yeah.
man. So
Yeah.
listen, go out, watch it. Blood Red Sky. Yeah,
Yeah.
Blood Red Sky. Is that right?
Even for
Blood
me, it
Red
was
Sky.
better than Army of the Dead. Zack Snyder's big
Yes,
film. It was better than that, and I'm sure that budget was 10 times more.
was 10 times this one. Oh
So
man. So listen, look, the Flixters are giving this
yeah.
a fresh coat of dripping blood. Seriously, go watch it. It's gory. You're gonna enjoy
Yeah.
it. And when you have seen it, get in touch with us. Let us know what you thought of it. What time is it? So Deval, have we got? Let's just spend a couple of minutes. Can we
Yeah,
can
yeah,
we
of
just do
course.
this one? This
Yeah,
next movie called
this won't take long.
Gunpowder Gunpowder Milkshake. So listen, look, we
Man.
kind of mentioned this trailer on the show, and we said, look, there's a new movie, executive produced by the guy who brought us John Wick, and it stars
Yeah,
Karen Gillan.
yeah,
She plays Nebula in Guardians of the Galaxy and kind of like the Avengers movies and stuff. So a great combination. And when you think about it had Angela Bassett, it's got Michelle Yeoh in there. You think, oh my gosh, this is going to
Lena
be a
Headey,
great kick-ass
Cara
movie.
Gugino. Telling you,
You're
man.
just thinking this is going to be a win. This is definitely going to be a win, right? So listen, I watched the movie and I was like, why am I not liking this movie? What is absolutely wrong? There's something I couldn't put my finger on. I just wasn't liking it. And I think it boils down to this one scene, and this isn't giving anything away. She plays an assassin. So Karen Gillan, she plays an assassin, and she's like, obviously, she's like, she's cold. She's grown up. Her mum left her, and she's grown up in this kind of industry where she's had to basically kill people.
Mm,
And she was doing a job, and that job went badly, and then kind of some people are after her, and she ends up in a bowling alley, and she has a fight with some guys, and Devout. It was the most robotic,
mm.
the most like I was like, no way, man. You cannot be making like a John Wick-esque movie and have her going kicking
Yeah.
like doing this shit.
The
And I was just
fight
like,
looks
no,
like they had like the what you'd get if they rehearsed it once or twice and filmed it. But this is what we saw in the film. So this is it's like a rehearsal. See, you see the rehearsal of fight scenes, and they're in their
Yeah.
like tracksuit bottoms or joggers, and they're rehearsing. They've got pads around the room. This is the fight that we saw in the film.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh, it made me laugh. And like, yeah, obviously it's great. There's like, there might be some small little payoff moments in there. Like, I don't know, seeing Michelle Yeoh, like, and Angela Bassett take out guys. But listen, man, seriously, it just didn't have the thing that I was looking for. Like when I watch a John Wick movie or when I watch Atomic Blonde, and I'm not saying that like, a female led action movie, is not fun or it can't be done. Of course it can be done.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
just what, you look at Atomic Blonde and that is like brilliant. I love that movie. But
Even the
they
film I just
fell
spoke about, that was a female-led movie, Blood Red Sky,
exactly.
and that was
Ex-
gangster.
exactly. And
Mm,
I'm just like, no, 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 no. They could have done so much better with this, and with the actors that they've got, it could have given me so much more. So listen, it's called Gunpowder Milkshake. Folks in the US, our listeners in the US, you can actually watch this on Netflix. Now, whether or not you should, that's another thing. But
mm.
people in Australia and like cinema, and in the UK, it's a cinema job. I don't know, Deval. It's not going on my
Yeah,
recommendation
and
list.
I kind of struggled to watch it. This is actually rated equally as Blood Red Sky, and that just goes to show you sometimes ratings mean
Just
nothing. Listen to the
exactly.
Flixters, we know best. But yeah, I think they tried too hard. They tried to make it a bit Kill Billish, and they tried to make it super stylistic. And
Yeah.
Karen Gillan was trying to do this acting that I don't know, it just didn't really come off properly. I don't know. She's a good
Yeah.
actress in what she does, but what
Yeah.
they asked her to do in this, I don't think it didn't really work.
Yeah.
So I just I didn't enjoy it. I couldn't wait for it to be over. To be honest, yeah,
Exactly. So, yeah, that's a big kind of like, thumbs down for me on that one.
yeah,
And you know what? I mean, I think that is, I don't think we've got time for the other movie that we want to speak about. So, we're definitely going to bring that for you next week.
yeah.
Um, and that's going to be kind of like a werewolf movie that we've seen, and then we're going to kind of
Mm.
check out, and we're going to speak about that one. But, Devout, we've got Old
Old, yep, yep.
and Snake
Just like
Eyes.
we are, and Snake Eyes.
So, listen,
Just like
we've
we
got
got, yep.
loads. We've got loads of movies. We've got seriously, we've got tons of movies. And listen, we've got What If, and we've got Shang-Chi, and we've got Eternals. Like seriously, this is going to be a bumper next 5 months of the year. So listen, stick with the Flixters. We're going to be bringing you more movie news and some more film reviews. So yeah, that's it from me.
Yep. Peace out.